This poor machine has had such a tough life. It's had a few wear and tear issues on its own, but there's just so many things that are just damage and abuse. I mean, look at the floor is mashed in here. Right here, this is where it used to have a differential lock, but that lever got wrecked. The bed is all kinds of beat up. There's mud packed in everywhere, all kinds of nooks and crannies, all over the motor, all over the place. The rust on the bed, maybe not abuse, but you could argue that it's neglect because there's always hay left in it that holds moisture and makes it rot. The poor roof rack I made, that side got bent. It's worse on the other side. I don't know if you can tell, but the whole grill guard is pushed in. Actually touching there. This whole side is just beat up. This side of the roof rack is bent even worse. That side's busted. Just mud packed in everywhere. And it gets worse underneath. There's mud and hay packed in everything. Sticks jammed up. That's the radiator's up in there, so that's always nice to have stuff jammed up in there. This is the remnants of the differential lock that got wrecked. I ended up cutting it off because it was jammed in there the way it got, I don't know, hooked on something and ripped out. Plenty of mud packed into everything. The skid plate is all dented. I mean, it really is actually a testament to how tough this thing is that it survived all this abuse. Here's another stick. Oh, that's jammed in there real good. I'm almost afraid that I'm going to pull it out and get a bunch of antifreeze squirting on me because the radiator's up in there. Nice. Also, you see that stub shaft? And the other one up there. That's where it used to have a drive shaft to make the four-wheel drive work, but that, I guess I can't blame that's failure on abuse completely. Because the U-joints wore out. But the fact that it was always buried in mud is probably not good for them. I don't know. That's a weakness on the machine. But again, it blows my mind how things just get so wrecked. And of course, nobody does it. It's nobody's fault. I just wish nobody would stop. Like even here in the cab, it's dark, you probably can't see. Even the dashboard got busted. It's got a cigarette lighter plug. It used to be mounted somewhere in the dash, but I don't know. Sometimes I look at this poor thing and it makes me kind of sick. Like a lot of the equipment that gets abused around here, on one hand, I think, what happened? I wish I knew how did that happen? And then on the other hand, I kind of think maybe I'm okay not seeing how it happened. Two more things for me to whine about. the fence board holder that I put on the side of it. You can see how mangled that is. And now see, personally, when I first put this on, I put it on the driver's side. My rationale for that is you can set a fence board in it. You can actually fit 2 in there. And then, you're sitting in the driver's seat. Yeah, it blocks you in, so you can't get out that side. But if you have to get out to go through a gate, if you're by yourself, it's easy enough just to slip out. You can easily slide over the seat, jump out the passenger side. No problem. If you have a partner, your partner can get out, open the gate, let you through, and then get back in. And by having the board on the driver's side, your partner is free to jump out and do that. If you're carrying the board on the passenger side, then they have to duck under it, and it's not as easy. I don't know. I thought that was kind of smart, but somebody else didn't like it and switched it to the other side. My other gripe is I flipped the windshield around. So now the notch is at the bottom that matches the contour of the hood. The hood should be able to open. I put one of the missing U-bolt I replaced. So that should be good. Well, the hood hits the grill guard. So I don't know if I can just... No, I can't just yank it out. I'm going to need some leverage. Even the battery shelf has been bent up from riding over something it shouldn't have. Wait a minute. That's not supposed to be in there. Maybe it's going to stay in there. Jammed right in there against the gas tank. Or the fuel tank. That's maybe going to take a little more effort to remove. Oh, there it goes. Out the way it came. Yeah, that's nice. How'd that get up in there? This is all the debris that came out of that machine, and I wasn't even being super thorough with cleaning it. Except for my baby ramps. They didn't come out of it, but that's a very convenient way to get 1.5 inches more clearance under something. If you just put all 4 corners up, it's still sitting level, but that little bit of breathing room goes a long way. But yeah, in terms of the mess, it would be all right with me if, anybody else that runs the equipment would periodically take a blower to it. I mean, there's a leaf blower in the barn or compressed air or something to get some of this mess out of it. Because eventually, it could be a fire hazard. Although, I don't know, maybe that would be the best thing to happen to that poor machine.